Good evening, and in tonight's Thundering Thursday we're going to take a look at the new For the Emperor Japanese starter army for bolt action. So there's nothing to show on the back, so let's get this cling wrap off and we'll take a deep look. Welcome back. So let's get this lid off. Right, well, first things first, we get the two tanks. Now, these are the Chi-Ha, which I believe can be made up in a couple of different ways. So we'll take a close look at those soon. And we also get the components to make one of the Chi-Ha, or thank you Kinga, to make one of the Chi-Ha the Ho-Ro self-propelled gun if we so desire, which was a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting that. So obviously we get the vehicle damage markers, and we get the Type 91 105mm howitzer. So, and then onto the Japanese sprue, which I've already done a separate review of, which I'll link to in the comments. And then obviously bases and destructions. So overall this is packed by Morella, who is a superstar. But what makes the Japanese infantry sprue different so far is this little sub sprue, of which in this box we get 6. So besides the usual assortment of heads, we get craters, which also double up as spider pits, which we use to launch ambushes from, but we get a medium machine gun, which, as I said, makes this unique so far in that we can produce quite a sizable little support weapon platoon. Although we don't have the mortars, we don't really need them if you've got 6 medium machine guns, do you? So, but all in all, wonderful little kit. Let's have a closer look at the howitzer. Because of somebody that casts metal soldiers for a living. Oh, Key 3, whoever you are. It's one of the Key Time staff. So hopefully you get promoted soon so that you can have your name on your own card. But for now, thank you, Key 3. So this is quite a few parts for what is quite a simple kit. So thankfully we still have the head swap system, meaning we can use any of these heads come with them, but we should also be able to use some, if not all, of the heads on the plastic sprues as well, although from experience they may be a little large. But we get pulling the lanyard to fire the gun, ram to load the powder bag. Someone carrying the shell itself. Someone carrying the powder bag. Someone sighting the gun. And the officer overseeing everything. And he could also double up as a forward observer or an officer in general. Not a general by rank, because they wouldn't be seen dead actually on the battlefield, would they? So let's have a look. Yeah, standard chassis arrangement. So, again, goes together quite nicely. And then we get the two trail legs. He says, holding one upside down. And then the actual gun itself, which should sit something like, that seems a bit that, with the, yeah, that's the wrong way around, isn't it? That should go along those in some sort of arrangement. Yep, something like that, at a rough guess. He says completely bodging everything up. That would go on there. So the gun would mount to the back. Somehow like that. And then I'm not sure how that would attach at this point. But the instructions come with it, so when it comes to it, I'll have a proper look at those. But from a fellow caster's point of view, these are all very, very clean castings, very little flash and vents to remove, and very, very straight. So that's a wonderful little artillery piece kit there. So again, thank you Key 3. I hope you stay with the company long enough to get your name on your own business card, so we can collect your name as well. So, all in all, as expected, great little kit. I got mine from a new model army on eBay. I think they have one left in stock. So, it shouldn't be on their shelf, should it? It should be on yours. Thank you.